Now, this fighter is one of my favourites at the moment. He's just 22, unbeaten in 11 with 9 stoppages, but I like him because he's honest and he's got a lot of heart, and I think he's going to go an awful long way. It's Tyson Fury. Great name for a heavyweight. He fights next Friday at York, but his name has been linked with a lot of other names. He's popular. And I started, when I finally tracked him down, by asking him what it felt like to be on the tip of so many heavyweights' tongues.
Yeah, it's nice to be in demand.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, listen, it is. Now, any idea on the opponent for next week's show at York yet, Tyson?
Well, I was told it was Jason Garvin, but he's pulled out Jason Garvin.
Oh.
I'm supposed to be fighting a called Donnell Holmes.
Okay.
And he's 33-1,
Yeah.
28 knockouts.
Okay, so that's a test. I mean, even if he's beaten guys that are not that good, it's still a lot of wins.
Well, you still have to knock 33 men. You still have to knock 28 men out of 33.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's hard.
Knocking over, don't they?
No, you know what? That was going to be my next line. People always say, "Oh, he's only knocked over bums," and I say, "Yeah, but he's knocked over 30 bums in 30 fights. Don't worry about that."
But he's got an amateur record, this fella, of 84 wins,
yeah,
12 losses, yeah, and 74 of them by KO.
Wow, so he's a banger.
Oh, he's a massive bang. It's a massive risk, to be honest. But
and that's definitely going to be next Friday, yeah?
Next Friday. Hopefully, his people signed the contract, but it was just a matter of thinking if he wanted to take the fight or not. So
that's Donnell Holmes. Now, one thing that I keep hearing, Tyson, maybe you can tell me what the situation is, but I'm hearing that you might be the wild card in the prize fighter in October. Is that something you've even thought about?
Not really, no, to be honest.
Okay.
I'd like it because the money's nice, and I've heard it's meant to be 42 grand this time.
Yeah, I think it's gone up a few quid. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd like to. The money's good, but I just don't think 3 rounds for me anymore. I've turned myself into a 10-round fighter.
Of course you have.
I don't throw too many punches no more. I'm trying to pace myself out and use my shots, but I don't know. It's one of them things, isn't it? It's a risk, but
it is. And it's a calculated risk because if you win it, you know, A, you get good profile on Sky, B, you get a nice few quid, and C, you sort of jump to you jump up a bit higher up that domestic ladder because there's a couple of big old names in it. So it is a risk,
I'm
isn't
already
it?
#1 challenger for the British title.
We'll come to that in a second.
But there's already that. But I'd like to fight in prize fights, but it's if they'd have me, innit, to be honest.
Yeah, well, listen,
I've got a funny feeling if I entered, everyone will pull out.
Oh,
how about that?
And that's no good, is it? Because then suddenly you get too many replacement and it loses its edge. Well, listen, that's to be discussed at a later date. Now, Derek Chisora's fighting Sam Sexton in a couple of weeks' time up in Birmingham. You think you might go on the night and just have a little bit of a ringside look, up close and personal with those two?
I'm going to be there, and I'm just going to make sure.
Yeah.
I'll do a few things to make sure that none of them can pull out. The winner has to fight me. I don't care what they say, what they don't say. They've got to fight me, the winner. So I'm pretty tired of waiting around now. So they've been ducking me for a while, and I just want to get it on, to be honest.
Well, good.
They're professionals. I'm a professional. They're getting well paid, so let's get it on, no problem.
And on that night, Tyson, there'll be an awful lot of press there, so you'll be able to walk along and say hello to the press and just remind them what's going on, because I'm a big favourite. I'm a big fan of doing that, putting the pressure under a bit of pressure to put the fighters under a bit of pressure.
That's exactly true, yeah.
Now, where have you been this afternoon? You've been down in East London at Johnny Eames's gym, haven't you?
Yeah, I come up yesterday from Manchester, Lancaster.
Yep.
And I went down to Finchley Boxing Club.
Okay.
And I sparred with the ABA champion.
Oh, Joshua?
Yeah, he's red hot, him. He's very good.
See, that's what I like about you, Tyson. You're only young, but you're so honest. You're 22 years of age, but you're straight. You sparred with this young kid, Joshua, and you found him. He's a good prospect, isn't he?
Oh, he's very good. To be honest with you, yeah.
Yep.
I thought to myself, I'm only going to take it easy because he's only an amateur and he probably won't spar again if I go mad, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
He's rushed out at me. He threw a 1-2 left hook and a slip and slide. And I thought, he's not that good, I'm going to take me time. Bash, hit me a big uppercut right in the point of the chin. If I'd have had a bit of a weak chin like David Price, I'd have been knocked out for a month. I tell you what he is, though, he's very, very, very good. And he's only young, 20. Watch out for that name, Anthony Joshua. He is one prospect for the future. I'm a massive fan of his, and I think that if he's allowed to develop, I think. What's your gut feeling, Tyson? Because I don't think he's going to get to the Commonwealth Games. He's not been selected. So what would you do if you were him? Would you wait for the Olympics, or what would you do, kid? To be honest with you, I've been in these shoes before.
Of course you have. That's why I'm asking you.
All the promoters are after him. He's ABA champion, and in the super heavyweight division, it only takes one punch. So I believe in striking while the iron's hot. Turn pro. But if he did tell me he's going to Commonwealth Games, so they might have picked him.
I didn't think he'd been selected. I thought the other kid at the weight had been selected.
But how many fights has he had? 21 fights?
21 fights, and he hasn't, I mean, as much as he's a talent, don't get me wrong, I think he's only had a couple of semi-international ones, and you know yourself, you can be a brilliant talent. You're getting against some of those old fiddlers, some of those old experienced fiddlers, top amateurs. They're hard to beat sometimes, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Well, I'm a good prospect. I rate myself as one of the top heavyweights in the world.
Ditto.
Yeah?
I do too.
He came out at me for 3 rounds, and he gave me a beating. I mean, I'm not going to deny it. He gave me what for? Hell for leather for 3 rounds. I thought, oh my God, the amateur's killing me. But being a professional, and I've been an amateur myself, and I fought all over the world and that.
Yep.
I slowed him down a bit, a few good body shots and that.
Yep.
And the kid's only 20, and I'm a handful myself.
You are, son.
So, for him to put up a good performance like that against a top prospect in me, I think he's one for the future, to be honest. Brilliant. But sparring ain't fighting, and fighting with an head guard on is not professional boxing.
Yeah, and 3 rounds ain't the fight these days for you, is it?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But I would say he's the best amateur boxer in this country, super heavyweight, by a mile.
I'll tell you what, Tyson, you know what? I can't tell you how much of a pleasure it is to talk to you every time I talk to you, son. Well,
it's nothing like the truth, is it? I tell it as it is, me, Steve.
You do, son.
As I always do. If the kids are no good, I'll say they're no good.
Yeah.
But if they are good, like he is, I will say it. No problem.
Oh, listen,
and
Tyson.
I don't mind telling anyone that he beat me up in sparring.
I'll tell you, only the most confident can do that. Tyson, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
No problem. I hope to come on it again sometime in the future.
Cool, and good luck. I'll see you next Friday, hopefully, at your call, and have a hard think about prize fighter, and thanks again for your time.
All right, then, no problem. Thanks very much, Steve. All the best.
The opponent's name, by the way, full name, is Donnell, the real touch of sleep Holmes. You've got to love that, haven't you? 28 knockouts in 32 wins and just 1 defeat. That's nice. Anyway, the show is at your call on Friday the 10th. I'm sure there'll be tickets available on the door. John O'Donnell is fighting, and he's a good kid from Shepherd's Bush. But Tyson Fury, really, he's the unofficial top of the bill. Get a glimpse of him, because you might be watching a kid in 5 years' time, 6 years' time, 7 years' time. Might be very special indeed.